Hey, good afternoon, good evening. It has been a long time since I have done a podcast, and I'm so excited to really kick back in full gear and really join you on this journey again of discovering your purpose. I am your host, Joshua Parr. I want to thank you one more time for listening. I know it has been a long time. I get it. First of all, let me go ahead and apologize to you for being gone this long. But if you can see, we had to come back better than ever. We have professional equipment, professional grade equipment, and it is my goal, it's my vision to give you top 4K quality and ensure that by the next time you saw me, which is now, that you get the best quality ever and we get to interact with one another and you don't just hear my voice, but you get to see my face. It has been a long journey on this journey with you. And so, what better way to start off our conversation than talking about laziness? No, who talks about laziness in the literal middle of September? But that's right, I do, because I believe that now more than ever, some things are going to happen in the next few weeks. Okay, let's be real with ourselves. In the next 3 months, some things are going to happen. Somebody's going to say and set these things called goals. Many of us do this all the time, and we set these supernatural goals that we expect to literally be done when New Year comes. We have this mindset that, you know what, if I set these goals when January 1st come, I'll be able to accomplish it and everything is going to work out perfectly fine. And many of us, we don't really understand the concept of being lazy because let's be honest, you're watching a podcast right now. You would not think that you're lazy. And anybody told you you're lazy, you would think that's a lie, or you would take it as an insult, and rightfully so, because you're maximizing the time that you have with listening to a podcast. And so let me begin by saying this is not a conversation to call anyone lazy, but it's to really dive deep into this field of study called laziness. I call it Lazy-Ology, to really dive into the study of laziness. And so we can nitpick on our lives as individuals, as leaders, and find areas in our lives where we can improve. Let me tell you something. Everybody is not lazy, but everybody has an area where they need to do better on. And so walk with me on this journey as we dive together on Lazy-Ology. Let's go. First of all, listen, I want to define laziness, okay? Laziness is defined as the quality of being unwilling to work or use energy. That sounds quite unfortunate when you think about it. But the true definition is the quality of being, why is it even called a quality in the first place? I don't know. It's the quality of being unwilling to work or use energy. There's a few common traits of lazy people. Number one, a lazy person always has an excuse for everything. You see, a lazy person always have one tool, and that one tool, they use that tool the most, and that tool is called a reason. Reason. They always have an answer, a reason or cause for why they cannot accomplish their goals. A lazy person. You see, a lazy person has mastered having a reason why not. They are masterful at averting purpose driven work. Many times, lazy people have excuses such as the fear of failure, the fear of change, the fear of challenging situations, the fear of responsibility, the fear of commitment, and even the fear of success. Number two, lazy people spend too much time outside reality. You see, a lazy person lives virtually. They spend more time in a false reality than real reality. They have no self control and they get anxious in real reality. So they stay in a comfortable world that they created where they feel they have more control. In other words, a lazy person lives in the past or the future. They never live in the now. I'm just giving a few traits before we dive about this concept of lazy-ology. One of the ways that you can kill a lazy person is literally to take away their false reality and they would not know how to function. You see, a few years ago, there was a study actually focusing on 12 to 15-year-olds in the United States, and they spend 3 hours a day using social media. And they saw that spending 3 hours a day using social media was linked to a higher risk of mental health concerns. Now, I got to be honest with you. This study was done in 2013 when social media was not even popping at the time. When we didn't even have the TikToks and the Reels and all the different platforms, even YouTube, I think now has shorts. Like these times that this research was done, social media was possibly limited to Facebook, if even. So imagine how worse that is. And if you're anything like me, if you look outside, especially with this month being suicide month, prevention month, there are many people who the cause of their suicide thoughts is feeling that they don't match up to the things or the people that they see. And so the way that they perceive themselves is actually below the standard because somebody in some reality online virtually has created a standard that forced people to believe that that is how you should be. And if you are not having XYZ, then you are failing in life. And many people want to die because they feel like they are failing in life. Okay, number three trait about lazy people. Number three, they don't go the extra mile. They do the bare minimum. Lazy people love to do the bare minimum. In other words, they would rather have a C plus. They don't care to excel. They just want to exist. Two words with the same letter E. A lazy person does not care to excel. They just want to exist. They rather thrive in existing than excelling. Lazy. You see, this mentality is what they use in everything that they do. They hate sacrifice, and bare minimum is their highest standard. We're just talking about traits, okay? Number four, a lazy person has mastered procrastination. They usually tell themselves that they will wait until the last minute because they perform better under pressure. This one got me. How many of us know somebody who convinced himself, maybe it's me or maybe it's you, that says, I will wait till the last minute to get my task done because I perform best under pressure? These are traits of lazy people. I'll give you one last one. Uh, they only work with success or cheer. They will only work when they see results or are cheered on. They cannot work without inspiration or motivation. You see, one of the key things that I want to really dive deeper when we're thinking about this concept of lazy-ology is a lazy person, they are living purposeless life. Your ability to work hard is only rooted in the foundation of the depth of the knowledge you have on your purpose. In other words, the more understanding you have of your purpose, the more understanding you will have in the need to work to achieve that purpose. Why do I say that? For example, if you know the importance of your car, the better you know how much you need a car, the more likely you are to actually take care of the car. The more you know, I actually need this car, the more you're likely to change the oil, the more you actually likely to service the car. The more you value what you are or who you are, the better you work hard on seeing the reality of that which you value. Many of us, unfortunately, the root of our laziness is actually in the foundation of being ignorant of our purpose. You see, whenever somebody is ignorant of their purpose, the unfortunate result will always be being lazy. Let's deal with purpose really quickly. You see, purpose is defined as the reason why something is created. This can only be defined by the creator of that thing. We know this, I've talked to you about this for a long time, that a creator is the one who defines purpose. In other words, if purpose is the reason why something is created, you have to see the thing before you question its purpose. In other words, that thing that you see before you saw it, somebody had a purpose, they created a blueprint, and then they manufactured it. So whenever you see a product, by the time you actually see the product, it has gone through its purpose stage, its plan stage, and its action stage, and its production stage. And what you are getting to see is a product that has already had a purpose. It's important to note that because by the time you and I are born, although we may be born by parents that we may not like or appreciate, by the time you take your first breath, you already had a purpose. You see, by the time you took your first breath, God already had a purpose for your life. Now, if purpose precedes creation, you don't create, then find purpose. You know the purpose, and then you create. You may ask, well, Joshua, why is this important? I want to give you uh, a few keys really briefly while we're talking. It's 11 minutes in. I try not to go over 15 to 20 minutes, but I want to give you a few keys before we get off really quickly. And then we're going to continue next week. Um, you see, in the Bible, God said something that I thought was pretty profound. In the book of Genesis, chapter 1 and 26, he says, let us make man. That word there, man, is actually human. So it's not just man as we think of man as a male human being. Let us make human, let's make man in our image after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the heavens, over the livestock, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth. So God created man in his own. Now, do you see how important that was? This is Genesis 1:26 to 29. Okay. So it started off with a thought. It started off with a mind. It started off with a process in words that God said in his counsel. He said, let us make man. Man has not been made yet. Okay. Man has not been made yet. He said, let us make man in our image after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the heavens, and over the livestock, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth. And the next verse says, so God created man. I think that is so profound. I want to stop there. That the next verse tells us, so God created man. But before God created man, he had a purpose. He said, let us make this being, let us make this person, let us make this product, and let us make this product to function in XYZ ways. Let us make this product to function in XYZ ways. And when that purpose has fully been done, so God created man. It's like this Apple iPhone that I have right here. Whenever the manufacturers got together and say, let us make a product that would have maybe 2 cameras, 3 cameras, XYZ. Let it be able to have phone calls, text, whatever it may be. Let us design all of these things. And when they got done, they created a blueprint. They had a production and they released it. And by the time you placed an order, you placed an order for a completed product that the manufacturer knew of its completed purpose. I want to say this to you, that by the time you take your first breath, your purpose is already made and known. That God is not scrambling trying to figure out why you're here. He already created a purpose for you. And the next time we meet, I want to tell you, how does your knowledge or your ignorance of that purpose, how does it affect your work? Could it be that many times our laziness is rooted in the ignorance of our purpose? Next week, let's continue this conversation. I want to stop right here and see you next week. Bye-bye.